morning, everybody. My name is Diaz and this is Connecting Cultures. I am welcoming you to an interesting conversation with a lovely man of a Korean origin who was born in Uzbekistan but now lives and works here in Kazakhstan. Don't want to get you into a stew. Let's get started. Vladislav Ten is a well-known person in Kazakhstan, especially in Nur-Sultan. If you watch Kazakh TV on a regular basis, you could notice him taking part in some programs. And if you don't know him yet, you should watch Connecting Cultures. He's not a writer, he's not a poet, he's not a musician, but he is a gastroenterologist with an impressive experience and good results of medical practice. He worked in Tashkent clinics for several years, but then due to certain circumstances could not continue his medical career there. Being a doctor is Vladislav's childhood dream. He hasn't refused it, but quite slightly moved from practice to theory. At different times, he has been involved in international medical internships and he still does lectures to young professionals. He is engaged in this activity in the Kazakh capital city, where he found himself thanks to his parents. They moved from Tashkent in 2003 due to work. And then Vladislav and his sister came after their parents. As Vladislav says, Koreans have a very strong family ties. Sticking together is an important rule and the main family's value.
И у казахов, и у корейцев есть генеалогическое древо, шежере, да, казахша. У корейцев оно тоже есть, и у нас, и у вас.
Both Kazakhs and Koreans have a family tree, which is called shezhere in Kazakh. We both have tribes, Juz. You have Juz and its system of different tribes inside it. We have the same. My last name is Ten. It is the fifth most common surname in Korea. It is actually equivalent to the fifth Juz in Korea. There are many tribes in it. The most important question is, why do we need to know this? Knowing your tribe is the same as Kazakhs should know their 7 ancestors. It is necessary to know to avoid incest. We are very strict with it.
В Корее, то есть, а в нем уже очень много всяких племен. И самое интересное теперь, зачем нам знание племени? Как и у казахов, знание племени, это как и знание, как и жета. Оно нужно для того, чтобы ты не было кровосмешения. То есть у нас это очень строго.
The move from Tashkent to the capital of Kazakhstan for Vladislav became a new stage in life. If it is usually said that moving is an exit from the comfort zone, Vladislav explains it in his own way, saying that in the new country he entered his very comfort zone. Vladislav met his soulmate in Kazakhstan. And here he realized that medicine is the only thing he was ready to do all his life.
Где-то в возрасте 25 лет я начал изучать узбекский язык, будучи студентом медицинского института.
At the age of 25, I started learning Uzbek, being a student of the medical institute. I wanted to live and develop in Uzbekistan, and for that it was necessary to know the language very well, and I learned it. And I used language in medical practice. Before I came to Kazakhstan, I knew about Kazakh language, but I didn't know that there was a language problem. I knew almost nothing about Kazakhstan. From geography classes, I knew that this is the 9th country in area, that Gagarin made his first cosmic flight from this country. Having arrived there, I wanted to learn Kazakh above everything else, and here I faced linguistic shock.
Что Гагарин отсюда полетел. Приехав, мне хотелось, помимо всех прочих дел еще и выучить казахский. И вот здесь я столкнулся вот с главным культурным шоком, лингвистическим шоком.
Vladislav could not understand why local people do not speak their native language in an absolute majority. Vladislav speaks several languages because he just likes studying them. He even developed his own method, which can easily be applied in learning any language. So he decided to open his language center.
К 17 году я созрел, и я решил, я уже знал чуть-чуть казахский, совершенно не умел разговаривать, но знал его в теории, и я уже решил подсесть на него глубоко для того, чтобы помочь людям его изучить, то есть как иностранный язык. А на самом деле здесь такая есть и...
By 2017, I already knew a bit Kazakh language in theory and decided to study it deeply to help people learn it. Actually, there is a business background here. Because I am able to teach English and some others, in addition dialects of Uzbek language. It seemed to me that what kind of problems can be with the Kazakh language. It is one of the Turkic languages and it is technically one of the easiest languages in the world. The language is so perfect that there are almost no exceptions. Among Turkic languages such as Turkish, Uzbek and Kazakh, Turkish language is the simplest. Then Uzbek and Kazakh. For me, it is most complicated, but there is a logic in it.
Да, то есть тюркские языки и особенно турецкий, ну и узбекский, и казахский, по степени ранжирования, то есть турецкий наипростейший, так как там практически все правильно. Дальше идет узбекский и последний казахский. Да, казахский для меня один из сложнейших тюркских языков, но все же это язык, в котором все логично, на самом деле, практически нет исключений.
Living in Kazakhstan for several years, Vladislav understood a very interesting thing. According to his observations, Kazakh and Korean languages, despite the absolute difference, are very similar.
То есть языки лингвистически очень похожи.
Languages linguistically are very similar. All Kazakhs who go to Korea to work, study or live, they easily learn to speak Korean language. And South Koreans also easily learn Kazakh. Linguistic similarity indicates that many thousands of years ago we may have had common ancestor.
Мы имели одного предка. Это далеко?
Нет, вот.
Вот. Там учится.
Да.
Ты направлял куда теперь?
Что-то.
А как? Не понял, да?
Да.
Ну тебе объяснят, да? Вот где?
Вот они, вот 5. Вычисли раз. Вот они. 2.
А вот это, смотри, а вот здесь как ты сравнить, какое больше, да?
Да, типа больше.
Koreans often say the one who knows Choncha, which is 1,000 hieroglyphic symbol, is a scientist man. And these hieroglyphic symbols should also be the most used, it's basics. In other words, in the study of any foreign language, it is necessary to learn 1,000 most used words. In fact, says Vladislav, learning any language is everyday work, like all the things you want to learn.
Подожди, вы в одном классе учитесь? Вы в каком классе? Третий? Ладно, давайте, ребят, я пошел. Ты делаешь, да? Ну все, давай.
The same scheme works with playing instruments. If you want to play well, learn to do it every day. Kazakhs and Koreans are historically related peoples. Historians even suggest that they once lived close to each other. Moreover, scientists tend to believe that the roots of Kazakh consciousness should be sought not in the west and south, but in the east. And it is where peoples with a way of thinking is similar to ours. So the origins of the kinship of Kazakhs and Koreans, and as Vladislav thinks, Uzbek too, are determined by their original affiliation with Far Eastern civilization. As for specific historical evidence, there is a clear picture of it. Scientists found an image from about 7th century showing a scene of the reception of ambassadors in Samarkand by the ruler of Sogdiana.
Moreover, in an era when the Chinese Empire and Arabs began a feud for spreading their power in Central Asia, a Korean general was at the head of the Chinese expeditionary force sent to modern Tashkent.
The Chinese army was eventually broken, and this happened on the Talas River, which is on the territory of modern Kazakhstan. That time, one of the descendants of the ancient Korean dynasty, according to historians, made a tour through the cities of our region. By the way, today there is even a lot of anthropological and linguistic data that suggests that the ethnic roots of Koreans are related to Central Asia and Altai. Again, this suggests that in the distant past, the ancestors of Koreans lived in a close neighborhood with the ancestors of Kazakhs. And as Vladislav says, probably therefore he likes Kazakh cuisine very much.
Я обожаю казахскую кухню. И я не знаю, когда говорят о том, что у казахов менее разнообразная.
I love Kazakh cuisine, and when they say it's less diverse, I wonder. Because that is not. A lot of it's forgotten. Kazakhs have abundance of dairy products. We always buy eремшек, сүзбе. I can list it endlessly. Modern people just forgot it.
Там, вот эти шарики, они тоже... Ну, очень много всего у казахов. Просто и это можно перечислять или перечислять. Просто вот современники все это забыли. На самом деле.
Vladislav likes everything in Kazakhstan. He has his family and friends around him. And when we asked Vladislav if he had any plans to move to other countries, he just said that he hadn't plans to move, so he wouldn't have started learning Kazakh.
Я верю в Казахстан. Я приехал сюда в поисках лучшего, а не худшего.
I believe in Kazakhstan. I came here looking for the best. When my parents came here, I didn't immediately arrive. I came to the country where the economy was rising. There is no crisis for those who doesn't stop moving forward. We all need to think not what the country should give us, but what we can give it, and then everything will change.
Те, кто двигаются, у них никогда не бывает кризиса. То есть нам нужно все вместе задуматься о том, не то, что эта страна нам должна дать, а то, что мы можем ей дать. Тогда все изменится, я думаю.
Вычислили. Вот.
Подожди, вы в одном классе учитесь? Вы в каком классе? Самое главное – это принять решение любить.
The most important thing is to make a decision to love the country. In fact, we talk a lot about what love is. For someone, love is to give flowers to the girl, to confess someone's love. And for someone, love is to start acting and making a decision. You can't love everything at once. So when I came to a new country, I decided to love the country. I think it will be a good instruction for many to love, and then ways open up. Because the negative obstacles disappear.
Это будет хорошее напутствие для многих. Полюбить, и тогда открываются пути, потому что исчезают негативные преграды.